I said, wow, maybe what kind of responsibility do I want to take on the impact that my participation in the mass media had on anybody? And that's when I became attracted to the idea of meditation. Shirley MacLaine at that time was involving herself in spiritual investigation, and that kind of tipped me up. I said, okay, maybe meditation is what I want to do in order to get in touch with my core intention in life, my identity. And as I tried to research meditation, it felt like people from India had a monopoly on meditation and that we were eavesdropping on it. So it wasn't until a Westerner named Richard Hittleman put out a book on Bantam Press called The Little Book of Meditation and Yoga. And I read the book. It demystified the practice of meditation, and I found my relationship to meditation. And that moment on, I began to soar. I just drank up meditation. And I knew I was on a meaningful path because I had grown up in the Baptist church, and there was lots of teachings I didn't understand. But with meditative sitting, these teachings would come into the foreground, and I would understand things that were rather abstract and serene before. Also, my music shifted, creativity shifted big time. All the wonderful music that I thought I would have to read from somebody else's manuscript was already inside of me waiting to be released. So practicing my musical instrument and practicing meditative understanding brought a lot of wonderful music from inside. A lot of improvisation took a big quantum leap. And I said, wow, I'm going to put the rest of my life on hold and let meditation be the center out of which my life is going to unfold. And 3 or 4 years after that, I had gotten into long hours of sitting from about 12 at night to 5 or 6 in the morning. And I used the process I got from this transcendental meditation that Richard Hittleman suggested. It's this transcend all your titles. Take every title off, every name, every classification that's ever used to refer to you, and just be with what's left, just the pure I am. And I learned how to do some fast breathing. I learned how to sit still for 21 minutes and focus on a point on the wall and take off all the titles, and I would be in meditative trance effortlessly. No fidgeting, no worrying about time. I found that the titles, they're the ones that possess the anxiety and the confusion and whatever. And that without the titles, just the pure I am without thought attached was the resting place, the bliss zone. And 3 or 4 years into that, I somehow attracted a listening experience of hearing nadam in the form of multiple layers of brass instruments. And the experience didn't happen.
In meditation? In a meditative?
Well, I usually started meditation about 12 at night when the rest of the house, I was living in a family house at the time, and the house was quietest, so I would sit in meditation in the living room chair. So this particular night, I had gone out to a walk around JFK Airport, and I had come indoors, and I was taking my coat off, making eye contact with myself in the mirror. I keep forgetting that one aspect. And as I was making eye contact, whoosh, everything shifted, and I was aware of this music, this most glorious music. I knew no one in the house could be making music or playing anything at that time of the night. And it was an interesting way of being with music because it was non-linear. It wasn't as if some external resource was sending music to my ears and my ears were picking it up. Because I was being aware in a trance way, as if I was eavesdropping in on myself as an infinite field vibrating. And the mood or tonality of this experience was like the glorious experience of a cosmic homecoming, a cosmic reunion. Everything is going on simultaneously right now. This is where eternity is. And my analytical mind was trying to get in on this as, wow, can we record this? Can we write this down? How are we going to share this? What are we going to do with this? And it subsided maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And I repeat that this never happened. That the teaching is that there's no past or future. There's the eternal present moment. So after that experience, I was so taken by the experience. Maybe a day or two later, I found myself in Lincoln Center Library, music library, to research to see if there was anything on this. And I did find there's something called Shabdat Yoga, then there's Music of the Spheres, then the Nada Yoga. Eventually I found out that the word in the Bible, in the beginning was the word, that the word is what is referring to this experience, the beginning, the sound, current. And shortly after that, I was guided to be pawn my guitar. I thought I was pawning my guitar for money, but in the pawn shop, you know, this voice says, that instrument you saw in the window, swap your guitar for that instrument, don't take money. And that instrument was the autoharp. And the voice intrigued me. I said, how is this happening? The voice was so clear and distinct, and it was as if a great, great cosmic grandparent giving me this warm, loving, safe guidance. And I said, I'm going to follow this rabbit hole. This is interesting. So I swapped my guitar, got the autoharp, and I made a deal. How about throwing $5 in on it? So I left there with autoharp and $5, and I began practicing open tuning on the autoharp, not making the connection that this instrument would give me a format or a language for referencing that non-linear sound hearing experience. I could never repeat that music because it has no ending or beginning. It's an unstruck sound force going on all the time. But I recall it, I remember the impact, and as a result of that experience, which I believe Sri Brahmananda called my initiation, it was my nod into Nada Yoga, the music of the universe. And once hearing it, the nervous system vibrates differently. The sense of what this physical world is about is taken differently. And so in the music that I reach for on this side of the veil happens to be something that people call celestial or transcendental or deep listening. That it's music that paints a picture of a feel that's more immediate than the third dimension, and that is more durable and eternal than the temporary world. And that the music that I reach for has no ending or beginning. So I feel that any of the music that I've been involved with, anyone could turn the music on at any place and turn it off at any place. And that it's sort of holographonic, meaning that every note, every point represents the wholeness of the sound of the field.
Meaning the turning off and the turning on, you're talking about like in the medium of a recording now.
I'm talking about weed. No, I'm talking about the actual turning on, like when people want to use my music. Enter.
Yeah.
So you don't. There's no official ending or beginning.
Yeah, like the way that they use turned on, like in the LSD, like in the 60s.
Yes.
Like that kind of turning on. Not they were talking about that, but
I'm talking about broadcasters.
I thought you meant like in the medium of like modern technology.
Yes,
yeah.
Of playing back.
Yeah.
I'm not offended if you start my playback in the middle somewhere and stop before the supposed end, because supposedly every point is the representation of the whole field. Holographonic, I call it.